Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with turning on the notification bell so you're alerted when I drop a video like this, an unexpected video, or I go live. That way you don't miss one. And also, please hit the thumbs up button for me and share this video. That would be great if you could share this video and drop your comments. Want to hear your thoughts and feelings about this, because I'm going to look at the Knicks, the final 22 games. I've basically looked at the injuries and the projected return dates for the injuries, and I've looked at the remaining schedule and seeing how it might impact where the Knicks may end up in the final seeding. That's right, because the objective here is to get as deep as possible in these playoffs and be as healthy as possible to achieve that goal. So obviously, if we meet the Boston Celtics in the first round or second round, it's going to be very difficult getting past them. So we want to delay that for as long as possible. So here we go. Let's get into this part here. I tweeted this out yesterday because Ian Begley reported yesterday that OG Anunoby has been cleared to shoot. Tom Thibodeau said that, but no contact yet. And then later that night, Allie LaForce on TNT, she reported that he could be back within 10 days. So that gives us some insight into the situation. And I said, right on schedule, my non-educated guess for OG's return is the first game of the West Coast road trip beginning in Portland. March 14th. Of course, an earlier return to face the Sixers would be sweet. Now, according to Ali LaForce's reporting, he could be back in time for those first two Sixers games. So we're going to look at that. One other thing here is, can the injury-ravaged Knicks avoid play-in tournament? That's one answer I'm going to give you in this video as well. And let's look at this is last year's bracket, so just so you have a visual understanding of what I'm talking about. Teams are not reseeded. Just bear that in mind. Once the first round is locked in, that's it. It continues on forward. So if you finish fourth or fifth, like the Cavs and the Knicks finished last season, they would be in the upper bracket. And last year, the Heat upset the Bucks, so we had to face the Heat in round two. We were so close to getting to that Game 7. I think if we get to that Game 7, we probably win and go to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Would have been amazing. But this is the situation this year. Now it's the Boston Celtics up in that top number 1 seed. So we want to be either the 3rd, 6th, 2nd, or 7th seed. Now, thing is, we don't really want to be the 7th or 8th seed because they are in the play-in. They would have to be in the plan on the right side. So let's say we finish 7th, we would have had to play the 10th seed, which I believe is the Hawks right now. That I'm not that concerned about. So in that situation, I could work out. But if we win the 7th and 10th, if we win, we then have to play the Celtics in the first round. See how that works out? So it's actually better for us to, in some weird ways, to play that 7-10 game, then play the 7-8 game, because you have to play it, and then beat the way the Hawks did last season and get the 7th seed. So it's very complicated. Now, of course, if the 7th seed, for example, in the play in the 9th and 10th, the Bulls beat the Raptors, and then it got the opportunity to play the Heat in that second play-in game. So if you finish 10th, you have to play, or 9th or 10th, you have to play 2 games in the play-in. I hope that doesn't sound too complicated, but it's pretty clear right there. We do not want to be in that top bracket up there. So let's move on to this here. This are the projections for the last 22 games. This is the way I see it. Of course, it's flexible. It's flexible. At this point, when you see the box in yellow right there, that's where I'm projecting OG Anunoby's return, which will be March 12th. I'm splitting the difference. Let's say he doesn't make it in time for the 10th, which is the very first game against the Sixers at MSG on Sunday. Then we play on Tuesday, again at MSG. We play the Sixers again. So we have 2 games back to back. As you know, it's always difficult to win 2 games in a row against the same team. However, they are depleted right now. They do not have Joel Embiid. He's hoping to come back. He's saying mid-March to late March. So this is a little too early for a mid-March return. So I don't believe Embiid will be there. There's a possibility that OG comes back in time for the 10th game, and maybe we can sweep those 2 games. Now, I will say, this current Knicks team, even without OG, can beat the Sixers. So there's a possibility that we steal that March 10th game, and then OG comes back for the 12th. We win that game, and then they go on that West Coast trip. So the next 5 games are crucial. We have Cleveland on Sunday, which I'm projecting it as a loss at the moment. Then we have the Hawks at home, because the Cleveland game is in Cleveland, by the way. So now we have the Hawks at home on Tuesday the 5th. I think we can totally win that game. We have the Magic, at home. I honestly, I think it's possible to win that game as well. However, I'm putting it down as a loss right now, because I don't want to get too crazy with the projections. And then we have the Sixers as a loss. So for the next 5 games, I predict that the Knicks could go 2-3, possibly even 3-2. So then we move on to that road trip. Then we have the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, I have no doubt the Knicks can win that game, especially if OG is back on the roster, and he's going to start getting better and better as it goes on. And then we play Sacramento Kings in Sacramento. That I'm putting as a loss right now. However, that could easily be a win if De'Aaron Fox doesn't play. And he has missed some games recently. I believe it's up in the air whether he'll even play the next game that they're facing. So he has like a knee contusion or something. So it's possible, he'll be nursing his knee, and maybe he doesn't play that game, giving us a better chance of stealing it. So, but I'm putting it as a loss right now. I'm putting the game against the Golden State Warriors in Golden State as a win for the Knicks. I think they're going to come out. They're going to want to redeem themselves for what happened just last night, where the Knicks were right there. They were only 4 points down with 6 minutes left in the game, and it was very possible that the Knicks could have. What was that, the third quarter? I can't remember, but we chopped the lead way down. It was the fourth quarter. We had a chance to steal that game, and then you put OG on that team. I think that would be just enough to get us over the hump, and hopefully by then there'll be enough games under the belt of the new Knicks, the Detroit Knicks, Bojan and Alec Burks, and maybe they can, finally start giving us some consistency, some consistent offense, some high level consistent offense from Bojan, and at least some decent defense from Burks and some decent playmaking, to help solidify that second unit. And I hope that also by that point, Thibs will have realized that he has to have, when Brunson is not on the court, he has to have Dante on the court as well. Now, this is all before Randle comes back. So remember that. So Dante has to be on the court, and maybe Dante is the one who runs that second unit offense, along with Deuce and Burks. I think that would be a better situation at the moment right now. So putting that as a win. And then we have the Nuggets in Denver. It's always a tough matchup, especially the last game of a 4-game West Coast road trip. The altitude is a killer. So I'm putting that as a loss. And then we come home to play the Nets, and that is what I'm projecting as Randle's return date. It was said also last night that Randle has been given the go-ahead to start shooting and to start some light contact. So let's see. He's projected, and Thibodeau also said he hopes that by the end of the month, as they go towards the end of the month of March, that they will have all 3 players back. So I'm projecting Saturday, March 23rd, as the return for Julius Randle, and his energy will be much needed, especially coming off that long road trip. 4 games, I guess 4 games is considered long. That long road trip, be a welcome addition to the lineup, and it'll give them some time to kind of like get into some game shape before they start playing some real difficult teams coming up. So we got Brooklyn there. I put that as a win. We got Detroit on Monday, March 25th. Got that as a win, and now I am projecting as March 27th as the return for Mitch Robinson. Yes, beautiful. That's just a little under a month from now. So if Thibs is projecting by the end of the month. I mean, there's only 2 more games after that. So I'm projecting Toronto Raptors. It's an away game in Toronto. RJ and IQ are going to be amped up. They're going to want to get a win. They got the loss last time against us, but by that point, we'll be fully healthy. I think we can win that game and begin, and then basically go on a nice little 3-game winning streak that could turn into 4, because then the Knicks fly to San Antonio. We'll have a full squad, and hopefully as Randle and Mitch come back and OG returns, Isaiah Hartenstein's ankle will get, the minutes will be lessened for him so that he doesn't play on it as much. Possibly, maybe even sit some of these games out that it's going to be a tough game anyway. And then get some rest. Maybe I would sit Isaiah for that Denver Nuggets game. What's the point? It's going to be a tough win anyway. So just sit him out, let him rest, because that's what really is going to help his Achilles. So now we go to San Antonio, get that game. San Antonio's not a good team, even though they do get some surprise wins here and there. Right now, they're not a good team, despite the incredible season that Victor Wembanyama is having. Historic, really. I mean, in a lot of ways, that guy. Look, the window to win a championship, if you don't have Victor Wembanyama on your roster, is this close to closing. Maybe this year, maybe next year. The year after that, if the championship will run through San Antonio. Then we have OKC, but at home. Now, I'm putting this one as a loss because, you just can't win every game. I know there's going to be, in this streak, I have basically the Knicks winning 8 out of 9. 8 out of 9 during this stretch. So there's going to be a loss, maybe an extra loss here and there. I'm going to chalk the OKC one up. They're a fantastic team. Right now they are, let's see, where are they right now? I believe they're the second seed. They're the second seed in the West. They have 41 wins. They have a .695 winning percentage. So that's going to be a tough game. So I'm putting it as a loss. Then we go to Miami. Now, Miami, we're going to be battling with them. They are one of the threats to overtake us in the standings, along with the Orlando Magic and the Indiana Pacers. So I think the Knicks are going to bring everything they can to win that game, and I know that these Knicks, fully healthy. Now, they're not going to be 100% all conditioned, and we don't know what kind of state Randle's going to be in. He's going to be 100% Randle, but if he's even 80% Randle, and we got 100% Brunson, and we got 85% Mitch, and then we got 100% OG by then, because he got his surgery. He'll look how many games he'll have had, at least 12 games under his belt. We can win that game against Miami, and if we can't win that game against Miami, then all this playoff talk is for nothing. Because if you don't win a game like that, then what are you really playing for? I'm putting that down as a win in Miami. And then we have Sacramento at home. We get our revenge if we did lose the game in Sacramento. Get our revenge there. And then we have a kind of an odd 4-game road trip, the last one of the season, beginning April 5th, which is back-to-back. So the Knicks play Sacramento, then they go to, it's the only back-to-back, I believe, in this last 22 games, yes. But the Bulls, the Knicks play them so well. We know how to beat them. And even, I believe, it was last year or the year before that, we had 2 games, kind of like the Philadelphia 76ers games where we played them back-to-back, but the Phillies are on the road. We were the team on the road in Chicago, and we won both those games. I believe here that the Knicks can win this game in Chicago on April 5th, and then we go up to Milwaukee. It's not a big trip. It's very close, Chicago to Milwaukee. So we go up to Milwaukee, big game, Sunday game. Knicks fully healthy. Again, same rationale as the Miami Heat game. If the Knicks can't win that game, then what are we talking about for the playoffs? I'm putting that down as a win. And I know that Tom Thibodeau will want to win that game. Tom Thibodeau is going to want to win that Heat game, that Bucks game, and that last Celtics game on April 11th. So let's move on. Then we have the Bulls. We go back. So we're in Chicago. We take a little run up, little limo ride up to Milwaukee, play them, then get back down to Chicago for Tuesday, April 9th. Now, I'm putting that one down as a loss. That's a conservative, but we could easily win that game. Then we got the Celtics in Boston. Again, the end of a 4-game road trip. I'm putting that down as a loss at the moment. But depending on the way the Knicks are playing, and also depending on where the Celtics are, they may rest some guys. They may not want to show that much of what they're going to do. So that's possible that if Mazzulla chooses to rest a few key players there, the Knicks could steal that game as well. And then we come home for the last 2 games against the Nets, and then the Bulls again. And I have that last 2 games as wins for the Knicks. So this projects, I'm sure you've been reading it here as I've been talking through it, actually, let me get to the full screen one so you can see it here. So as you can see, I'm projecting for the last 22 games that the Knicks can go 14-8, and finished with a 49-33 win-loss record. Now you're wondering how, what is that? Does that get us the 4th seed? Does that get us the 5th seed? Does that get us the 3rd seed? Well, that is a 598 winning percentage. So normally a 598 winning percentage, let's see, last year, a 598 winning percentage got you the 5th seed, which is where the Knicks were last season. And so that's still in that top bracket, facing the number 1 seed in the second round. Then in 2021-22, 3 teams finished with 51 wins, the tie between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. So then that meant the team with 49 wins would finish 5th again. So it looks like the 5th seed, right? So let's keep looking further. I'm going to skip 2020 and 21, 2019 and 2020. That one, a 598 would put us in the 6th seed, 598 winning percentage. Because the 5th seed, the Heat, won 603 winning percentage and got the 5th seed. The Pacers were 616, Celtics were 667. So you can see there were a lot of wins in that year because there were a lot of bad teams in the East. Then even 2018, 2019, that one, the team that won 49 games that year was the Boston Celtics, and they finished 4th. So at this point, it looks like it's going to be difficult to avoid the Boston Celtics. So this is where the standings are right now. You can see the Knicks are at a 583 winning percentage. And if you look at the Sixers, I don't see them overtaking us. The Magic, you never know. They could go on a great hot streak. They have young players. Young players improve as seasons go on. Similar with the Pacers, though. Don't fear them as much. The Heat ended up losing last night, so they dropped down to 8th. They could have been right there, half a game behind us, solidified in 5th place, and now they're down in 8th place. And the Heat, again, they're a difficult team to prognosticate because they really are just built for the playoffs. And then there's the Bulls and the Hawks. Now, I know the Bulls are battling to get out of that play-in spot there, and so are the Hawks, but I don't think they have enough firepower to do so. And for all we know, the Raptors could overtake them because the Raptors are right down there in an 11th place or so, which that would be wild. That would be wild. But so we look further. There's the bracket. So this is what it looks like right now. So right now we finished 4th. Like I said before, we'd face either the winner of Boston or Miami, who is projected to be 8th seed. If somehow to get out of this bracket and get into the 3rd seed, let's go back here. The Knicks would have to win at least 2 more games that I'm projecting here to be safe. 3. That's to get the 3rd seed. Okay? 3 more wins. 52 wins would probably get us the 3rd seed this season. So for that to be possible, 3 more wins than what I'm projecting here. So that means sweeping the Bulls from the 5th on through the end of the season. So that means that April 9th game switches over to a win. Then it also means stealing that first game, not stealing it, but winning that first game against the Sixers on the 10th of March. So that's 2 games right there, that 51 wins. Is there one more win? Is there one more win the Knicks could grab here? It's possible that the first Sacramento Kings game, the Knicks can flip that to a W. They're going to be coming off a nice little win streak, feeling good with OG back in the lineup. Everyone's back in their better positions, especially defensively. His versatility is just unbelievable, and plus we miss his offense as well. Let's say the Knicks can steal that game on March 16th, the first game against the Kings. Now, it would require us still beating the Heat and beating the Bucks. So, and also, remember, let's circle back to that April 11th game against the Boston Celtics. Right there. Here, make this larger. The April 11th game against the Boston Celtics there, if they rest guys, the Knicks could steal that game. So that 52 wins, then the Knicks would finish in 3rd place. 52 wins, the Knicks could finish in 3rd place and achieve their goal of facing like the Orlando Magic instead of Milwaukee there. And Milwaukee would be kicked to the 4th, and they'd jump up and have to face the Sixers right there in 4-5. That would be an excellent scenario for us. Now, there is something else that could happen. Here's something else that possibly should be considered when it comes to playoff seeding. Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, these kind of guys have done it before, where they kind of give games away towards the end of the season so they could get a better seeding. So that means if 49 wins puts you at 4th or 5th, we'd want to be in 6th. 6th place is the next place that we'd want to be. Now, you don't get home court advantage, but you can take care of business and avoid playing the Celtics in the second round. So to finish 6th, you got to look at the standings here and say, okay, let's see. Last year, the 6th place team won 45 games. All right, that's a little too few. Let's see here. In 6th place, won 46 games in 2021-22. Okay, so 47 or 46 wins pretty much will put you in the 6th seed. You notice I'm not worried about the Knicks falling into the play-in. So that's my answer to that question, the SNY article. I don't see the Knicks falling out of the playoff picture and getting into the play-in. I don't see that at all. So that's good news. So here, let's get back to the here. Okay, so now we're talking about, let's say the Knicks drop to be safe. You know, you can also throttle this depending as we get closer. We'll have a clearer picture on the seedings, on the standings itself, because, you know, obviously it's dependent on what other teams are doing as well. So at this point, if we want to end up with just 47 wins, that just means it's 2 more losses than I have here. So it's possible that one of those games, like either the Heat or the Bucks game, we lose one of those 2 games. And then it's also possible that, you know, the Warriors are just on a roll, and you know, by the 18th, they're playing even better, and that's just a tough game to win without Randle and Mitch, and we're on the road, so maybe that's a loss. So that puts us as 47 wins, and then let's say we need 1 more loss there. Now we're looking at that final game against the Bulls on April 14th. Thibs could just start Deuce, you know, and Alec Burks, and just basically rest most of our best players. And, you know, if we win it, we win it. If we lose it, this doesn't hurt us. We end up with 46 wins, and that puts us in the 6th seed, and that helps us avoid the Boston Celtics. So, there we go. There we go. That's the playoff projections for the rest of season projections for 2023-24. And that will show you the different scenarios where the Knicks might want to be in and how they might achieve it. I believe it's possible. And I believe that once we get healthy, and of course it's varying degrees of healthy, that these Knicks will return back to, maybe won't be at the incredible version of that we were in January where we went 14-2, but we will definitely be something close to that. In some ways, we might be a more well-rounded team because we'll have Mitch Robinson back. The negative is that Isaiah Hartenstein's Achilles has really impacted him tremendously. So hopefully by then he will have worked through it. He did intimate in a post-game interview that sometimes, you know, he just has to manage it and then it kind of works itself out. So let's hope that that is true, because I want to hit that playoffs at 100%. Because these Knicks, this is the year for the Knicks to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And who knows, by then, maybe the chemistry, the continuity that would have built up, the Knicks could possibly steal that series against the Celtics. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe and share this video. Drop your comments and hit the thumbs up button for me. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.